Fun story. Florida congresswoman files legislation to carve President Trump on Mount Rushmore. It's out of the South Dakota Searchlight. I think this is great. How hilarious. Be sure to like and subscribe. Florida congresswoman files legislation to carve Trump's face on Mount Rushmore. Florida Republican U.S. Representative Anna Paulina Luna has filed legislation that would direct the Secretary of the Interior to carve the figure of President Donald Trump on Mount Rushmore, the National Memorial in South Dakota. In a press release, Luna, first elected in 2022 and re-elected last November, said in the bill's aim to honor Trump for his transformative impact on America and historical significance of his leadership. President Trump's bold leadership and steadfast dedication to America's greatness have cemented his place in history. Mount Rushmore, a timeless symbol of our nation's freedom and strength, deserves to reflect his towering legacy, a legacy further solidified by the powerful start of his second term, Luna said. He will forever be remembered among the great presidents like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan. In 2020, Trump denied a report the White House had reached out to South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem about carving his face on Mount Rushmore. Although he did add, "Sounds like a good idea to me." Noem was confirmed as Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security. Mount Trumpmore? That's what it would be called. It'd be called Mount Trumpmore from that point forward. There'd be no more Mount Rushmore. It'd be Mount Trumpmore. What could Donald Trump do to get on Mount Rushmore? People think he's already done enough. I don't think he's done enough to get on Mount Rushmore yet. Are there things he could do? In my eyes, I make you uno. Actually, there is one thing he could do. There is actually one thing he could do. And if he were to do it, I would absolutely be about putting him on Mount Rushmore. Let him say it for himself.
And that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
If he were to do that, bye-bye federal income tax, Mount Rushmore, Mount Trumpmore, baby. I'm all for it. Absolutely. Tariffs, a national sales tax, in addition to, everybody in this country would get a massive raise instantaneously. Those people who oppose it literally just want to oppress the American people. That's the only reason it exists. There still would be a purpose for an Internal Revenue Service. Pardon me a moment. There'd still be a purpose for an Internal Revenue Service. They have to take care of the sales tax. Somebody's got to account for it. Absolutely. So, what we're talking about is a fair system for every single American. Well, the rich will pay less. Will they? Will they? If they buy that yacht for $100 million and there's a 15% sales tax on it, that's $15 million into the coffers of the government. If you pay $2 for milk, you're going to pay $2 for milk. Things like taxes on food, taxes on clothing, nobody would be for that. But a national sales tax on other goods and services in lieu of an income tax? Absolutely. Absolutely. Backed up by tariffs from overseas? Absolutely. So you have the double hitter, overseas tariffs, in combination with a national sales tax, not on food and essentials. You combine those together, And I guarantee you're going to have more revenue coming into the U.S. government than you could possibly know what to do with. You'd be able to fund your goody two-shoes programs till the cow came home. And we would have the money to do it. We'd be able to be without a deficit. We'd be able to have a budget in the green. We might even be able to start making payments to pay off a national debt that is, at this point, completely impossible with the means that we're using to ever pay off. But there is thinking outside the box. That is great thinking. A national sales tax along with tariffs. He's just doing the tariffs part right now. But you would have to have a national sales tax with it. But I'm absolutely for tariffs on other countries to bring their stuff in here. Absolutely. If we're getting ripped off, you bet your ass. They pay. Then we only have voluntary taxes because a sales tax is voluntary. You don't have to buy it. You have to buy food and clothing. But you don't have to buy most other things. Certain things you do, of course. I'm not naive. Combined with tariffs, 25% tariffs on Chinese goods, 50% more likely. This would be a good thing. So yes, could President Trump get on Mount Rushmore? Could this congresswoman, with what seems like just a silly idea, putting Trump on Mount Rushmore, could it be done? Yeah, in my opinion. I don't think he's earned it quite yet. Now you stop the war in Ukraine. You bring peace to the Middle East. You get rid of a federal income tax. My gosh, how could you not be put on Mount Rushmore? At that point, it would be called Mount Trumpmore, with the founding fathers and the great peacemaker. Mount Trumpmore, with the founders and the great peacemaker. It's kind of got a ring to it. I kind of like it. It's a fun story. I really enjoy it. And I appreciate you stopping by for it too. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fun story. Will it happen? A 1.2% chance. Let's put it like that. I appreciate you. Thank you.